Thank you all for being here. So first, let's get started with the roll call.
Mayor Lagos.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Holland.
Here.
Mayor Brownlow.
Recording in progress.
Commissioner Brownlow.
Here.
Commissioner Plum. Here. Commissioner Sanderson.
Here.
Commissioner Sawyer.
Okay. May I ask for a motion to excuse Commissioner Sawyer's absence?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Do I have to ask that of everyone? Okay. Okay, next we'll move on to the opening prayer. Commissioner Brownlow.
Thank you, Mayor. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we pause tonight with gratitude for this community and for the privilege of serving it. Your word reminds us that true wisdom is pure, peace-loving, considerate, and sincere. We ask for that kind of wisdom as we carry out our responsibilities here. Give us integrity in our decisions, humility in our leadership, and the courage to do what is right even when it's difficult. Help us seek understanding over division and service over self-interest. We ask for your protection and blessing over our town staff, our police officers, firefighters, and EMS personnel who faithfully serve and protect this community. Bless our citizens, our families, and our local businesses. Strengthen the bonds that unite us and guide us in caring for this town we share. May our work show a sincere commitment to the common good and be a testament to your power and glory. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Okay, we can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excuse me.
Okay, so next on the agenda is the public comment. But before we do that, I would like to just ask for a quick round of applause to show appreciation for all those involved before, during, and after the snowstorm event we just had. Our recovery was fantastic, and it wouldn't have been possible without everyone's effort. So if I can just ask for that. Okay, so now as we move into public comment, this is the time of the evening that allows us to hear back from all of you. And just please remember, this is not intended to be a question-answer session, but prior to sharing your thoughts, if you will announce your name as well as your address. And then also know there is a 3-minute time limit that we do have to adhere to. But otherwise, the floor is yours.
Amy Wicker.
Because I just wanted to say a very heartfelt thank you to everybody in town for your help during the snowstorm. You would have thought we had 2 blizzards every year from the way you guys responded to this. So I just wanted to say thank you. The communications were fabulous. I thought that they were very timely and helpful without getting everybody all riled up about everything. So I thought they were excellent. EMS and police, thank you so much for keeping us safe. Public Works, thank you for all you did before the storm and after the storm to clean up. And also to the contractors, I will tell you there was a man in a blue tractor on Sound Drive, and he is a rock star. He made everything work. Also, the staff at the community center, even our instructor from gym class gave us take-home exercises, so we wouldn't go stir crazy. So that's all. I just want to say thank you very much to everyone.
Thank you very much. That was it? Okay. So I have a letter that was given to me that I was asked to read tonight. It's from Captain Willis' Seafood Market. They would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to the exceptional team of Emerald Isle, town employees, and leaders. Your dedication and perseverance are what makes this an extraordinary place to live and work. You truly embody the spirit of excellence. And this was from Captain Willis' Seafood Market. I also want to take this moment to remind everybody that if speaking in front of a group of people is not your forte, and this isn't the right place you want to, take advantage of that, please know that Frank, the board, and I are always available for emails or just phone calls or anything like that. I do have my card back on the back of the table, but then obviously the town website is a wonderful place to find all of our information. So with that, we can move on to the prior public comments, the Be Heard You section. We did print those out with some follow-ups from last meeting. And then Lindsay, if you would like to ask for,
Any conflict of interest, Mayor Lagos?
no.
Mayor Pro Tem Holland?
No.
Commissioner Brownlow?
No conflict.
Commissioner Plum?
No.
Commissioner Sanderson?
No.
Okay, great. Can we ask for a motion to adopt the agenda as written?
So moved.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so next, our Public Works Director, Joe, will be introducing a few new employees.
Good evening. Carl. So this is Carl Ballard. He likes to be called Randy.
I thought his name was Randy.
So Randy is retired from North Carolina school system. He retired back in June of 2020. He taught special needs and coached baseball and basketball. Randy was a part-time resident here in Emerald Isle before retiring. Once he retired, he moved to Emerald Isle full-time in 2020 and started working for a local landscaping company. He has his CDLA, which was a good plus for us. Randy's main duties will be brush truck on the east end of town. He'll be driving that. And then also helping us as needed through other special projects and stuff like that. But that's Randy.
Randy,
Welcome, Randy.
Joe, I'm sorry, real quick, and
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry for speaking out of turn. Randy played a little baseball back in the day, did he not?
Yes.
He did.
Yes.
At what level?
I made it to double A.
Here we go. I thought so.
He didn't share a whole lot, though. That was hard to say.
I
So
like talking about that. That was a long time ago.
it took me a lot to get those few things out of him. So,
That was a previous chapter.
yes. This is Cole Killingsworth.
Hey, Cole.
Hi, Cole.
Cole is local. He lives in Swansboro. He graduated from Swansboro High School in 2024. He worked for us actually this past summer, summer help with the beach and doing some brush cutting and asphalt work and stuff like that. And then it just so happened to be that he called in December looking to see if we were hiring, and with our previous employee moving on to other things, it just worked out right for us. So we hired Cole because he's a good, strong worker. I got confidence in him, and both of them actually I'm excited to have here and will be a great asset to the town, I believe so.
Great. Welcome to Randy. Okay, so moving on to agenda item number 10, we have the proclamations and public announcements. We had the public announcements scrolling as we all walked in, and I also printed copies for you guys to pick up instead of me reading them over and over again. So if you are interested in those, please grab them. The two bigger topics are obviously the St. Patrick's Day Festival is coming up in March, so just keep that in mind, but please grab those. I also have a proclamation to read declaring February 2026 as Art Month. And so I guess, read it out loud. So, whereas the growing public interest in the arts and arts-related enterprises in the town of Emerald Isle reflects a growing appreciation for the cultural and economic value of the arts. And the Arts Council of Carteret County steadfastly pursues its mission to cultivate a dynamic and inclusive community through unwavering support for diverse artistic genres and a strong commitment to arts education, recognizing the role of the arts in fostering creativity, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills among students. And the arts and humanities are being recognized for positively impacting quality of life, attracting visitors, enhancing both cultural and economic growth. And whereas the Arts Council of Carteret County will be celebrating the arts during their 36th annual Art from the Heart professional art event, January 29th through February 11th, 2026, and the Student Art Show, February 16th through the 27th, 2026. Therefore, I, Mayor Kyle Lagos, Mayor of the Town of Emerald Isle, do hereby proclaim the month of January 2026 as Arts Month. Moving on is the consent agenda. May I ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then next up, we're going to have John Neville join us to discuss how to move forward with the Climb to the City, Tree City USA package, which would be our first step to achieving the Tree City USA designation.
Yeah, that was quick. Good evening, everyone. We are looking at gaining authorization of a funding application to the North Carolina Forest Service to secure funds that will enable the town to ultimately achieve Tree City USA designation. The town would request a total of $37,500, matching the award with $12,500, with $10,000 of that being in the form of in-kind services. The funds would be utilized to complete a public tree inventory, develop an urban forest management plan, review and develop ordinance amendments, organize an Arbor Day observance, an allocation equaling $2 per capita, approximately $8,000 annually for tree preservation and planting efforts. All of these are required elements to achieve the Tree City USA designation. Pending board approval, town staff will be submitting the application by March 1st. A funding decision is expected in April.
Are there any questions?
Town is requesting a total of $37,500 for the effort. We'll match that with $12,500. Tell me/us a little bit more about the $10,000 of which would be in the form of in-kind services, please.
Sure. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. And
One
while,
second.
no, and while you're looking,
Yeah.
Laura, in years past, I know former Commissioner Taylor and Resident Carol Peoples collaborated. I know Mr. Taylor had some flower planting efforts. I know last year we had some native vegetation planting efforts. I know we spent some money on that. Close to the 8,000. I don't know if it was quite there or not, but can you elaborate on that a little bit, please?
Sure, I can't recall the daffodil planting, but we did, I believe a lot of that was also volunteers doing that planting and the bulbs, we might have even received some of the bulbs partially paid by the town. And we budgeted last year, I believe it was 6,000 for native plants. So, yeah, this would be, sounds pretty close to that number. And,
Okay.
yeah.
That itemization begins on page 46.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, page 48 will tell you all about the in-kind services for the $10,000, starting with the planning department, which would include project management and coordination, drafting urban forest management plan, drafting trees and storms management plan, and ordinance review and amendment drafting. Then you got the public works department and parks and recreation. That'll cover the field data collection for tree inventory, tree inspections and maintenance coordination, and equipment and vehicle use. And then you have town administration, that would be Frank, for grant administration oversight and budget tracking and reporting support.
Thanks, sir.
It sounds like we do a lot of that already now.
Yep.
I mean, we already have to review trees to be cut, and so it wouldn't take much amendment to the ordinance at all from what I was reading into it. Yeah, back in the 90s when I was at Pine Knoll Shores, I helped them become a Tree City USA. In fact, that was one of my pet projects for there, and I think they still got the signs up today, 30-some years later. It's still going strong there, and I think it's a tradition that we can establish in Emerald Isle and have an Arbor Day celebration, and it definitely defines the character of our town.
Absolutely.
And the stewardship we already display now. Thank you for doing this.
I make a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing application for urban and community financial assistance from the North Carolina Forest Service Tree City USA designation.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Look at all the round applause tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, Chief Panzarella, if you'd like to give us your presentation regarding the accreditation efforts.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Thank you for this opportunity to come before you and provide you an update on the Emerald Isle Police Department accreditation process. Excuse me, you all received this information, so I'm going to do my best not to bore you with death by PowerPoint. I'm going to hit the highlights of it and then hopefully be able to answer any questions you may have at the end. So one thing I would like to read to you from the PowerPoint that is important to me. After becoming chief, we formed a committee who came up with our mission statement. And the reason why we did this is so the men and women of the police department could buy into the mission statement and therefore carry it out. And it's that we, the men and women of the Emerald Isle Police Department, are committed to protecting the constitutional rights of all people, working in partnership with the community to reduce crime while serving with honor, integrity, and transparency. And so our core values are honor, integrity, and transparency. So you may ask yourself, what do we actually mean by that? So honor is we're respecting those we serve. Integrity is we hold ourselves accountable to the highest level. Transparency is that we are dedicated to the openness and communication through collaboration with the public. What I'd like to do now is talk to you about the different types of accreditation programs, benefits of the NCLEA accreditation, steps to achieve the NCLEA certification, and associated costs and maintenance. In your packet and on the PowerPoint, I've listed 3 accreditations in North Carolina. What I want to point out and focus on is the NCLEA. NCLEA began planning this process in 2018. A pilot program was launched in 2021. We started in 2023. This is a 2-year process. What you'll see is that we actually had to get a 6-month extension through this process. There are currently, sorry, my PowerPoint's a little hard to read, 87 agencies participating. 17 have already achieved their accreditation. What's important is this is enrollment free. It's no cost to the taxpayers for us to enroll. Talk a little bit about the benefits of accreditation. There are several listed here, but I want to give you the 4 that are most important to me. And that's agency accountability, compliance with best industries, practices, and policies and procedures, reducing risk and liability to the police department in town, and a 5% reduction on insurance costs through the North Carolina League of Municipalities. Obviously, there are many others listed, but those are the 4 that are most important to me. So some of the things we look to improve on are high liability areas such as hiring. We want to ensure we're hiring the right people, promotions that we're promoting the most qualified, that our training is up to date and in compliance with best practices. Use of force. We want to ensure that our officers recognize and are able to intervene when they are seeing maybe another officer who might be using too much force. We know as law enforcement officers, we can only use the force necessary in order to resolve the situation. Obviously, we want to make sure our organization as a whole is following that standard. How our officers respond to major incidences. Are we doing the best we can with our property and evidence management, detainee processing, and overall law enforcement operations? So since beginning this process, what has this done for us? It's increased our annual required training. Through this process, we realized that, there is that need for annual pursuit training, continued ethics training, baton training, and OC training. We've upgraded our evidence room, our property and evidence rather. We had old, what I would refer to as bowling alley lockers that we put our evidence in. Obviously, they were controlled, they were locked. Only certain individuals could access those. We had a drop safe. We upgraded those lockers now to include storage for long guns. We didn't have the proper storage to place a long gun if the officers seized a rifle or a shotgun or recovered one at a crime scene. Our vehicles, we've standardized equipment from radios to Narcan to patrol rifles in all of our PD vehicles. Firearms, we've increased our training and proficiency. The North Carolina Criminal Justice Education Training and Standards just raised their qualifications from a 75, did I get that right, 75 or 70? 70 to an 80. We were already at a 75, so we increased to 80%. All officers must be proficient in their firearms at 80%. So a little bit about the process. Again, like I stated, it's a 2-year process. We had to ask for a 6-month extension because we needed to do some of those upgrades. We are now back on track. So how does this work? We apply. Once we apply, we look at the funding needed to remain in compliance. Then there's an initial visit. And then we have a mentor assigned for us. Like I said, we began all of this in 2023. Moving on, we identify and we train an accreditation manager. We begin the self-assessment to ensure that we are meeting all 116 standards. So I'll back up for just a minute. Again, of the 3 that I outlined for you, in the International Association of Campus Law Enforcement Administrators, they have 227 standards. CALIA, which is a nationally recognized program, their Tier 1 is at 185 standards. Their Tier 2 is 461 standards. The NCLEA standards are 116. Again, that's important to us for my number one reason for doing this, the agency accountability. I want to ensure that all of our officers are meeting proficiency in those 116 standards. Once we've completed that self-assessment, we then go through a mock assessment. We did that in 2025. Coming up next Monday, we will have our in January, we did an on-site review. That's where we send a file of all of our updated policies to the assessors. They look through it and they give us any deficiencies we may have. I'm proud to say that I believe that we have completed all of those deficiencies and are on target for our on-site assessment, which will occur next Monday. Once we complete that on-site assessment, which will involve interviews with staff and community members, assessors will be doing a ride-along. They'll do an agency tour. They will complete a final report. That final report will be sent to the commission. There will then be a final meeting between myself and the accreditation manager, at which time they will determine, obviously we will be told if we passed, and then a presentation of the certification to us. Once we receive that, it is good for 3 years. Future costs that we have to look at moving forward. Currently, Assistant Chief Edwards has been spearheading the accreditation process. We will need to look at whether we hire somebody full-time or run it part-time. The accreditation, again, is good for 3 years, so it gives us a little breathing room to do that. But in terms of any additional cost, there's a $100 membership fee to North Carolina Lean, and then a person or two to attend their training conference. But all in all, I think it is a good thing for us. It's a good thing for the town. Again, most importantly, to help us manage those risks and liabilities.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Anyone have any questions?
Chief, I appreciate the department pursuing this because I see the benefits of it being strengthening our policy consistency and liability protection. So kudos, that's a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your efforts, Chief. And I'm sure the base has already been covered, but I think I can speak on behalf of the board. If there's anything that the police department needs that you don't already have to achieve this accreditation, we're all ears and welcome to help in any way we can.
Thank you so much.
How long after they come on the 16th will we know the results of that?
I hope relatively soon. I hope to have a good idea after they leave here on Monday, whether we are on track or not.
Perfect, thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Okay, I think this is the fastest meeting I personally have ever been to.
Oh, yeah, don't jinx it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We do have one 17-minute record.
Oh, really?
No, actually, a 5-minute. Wow. That's way back.
Lindsay, do you have any comments? No? Laura? Frank will have some comments. Mark?
No comments from me.
Lay it on us, Frank.
I'm going to speak to you for about 2 hours and 20 minutes, if that's okay. Just a few things to highlight. Obviously, a lot of stuff in the written materials. I am pleased to report that Mike Stanley, the owner of Bougainville Pier, has agreed to host the fireworks at the pier on July 5th this year. He provided several small requests that I think are relatively easy to accommodate. There is one thing that we're still working through in terms of the insurance in case of some catastrophic event involving damage to the pier. So it's contingent on us working through those insurance issues, but I'm pleased that he's willing to work with us on that. So hopefully we'll finalize everything here in the next week or two and be prepared to start publicizing the event. So looking forward to that. Yeah, we had some snow last week, and I just wanted to personally thank the contractors. We had the Yard Barber and Cult Construction. They were the contractors who participated in the snow clearing efforts, as well as our public works staff. Just absolutely appreciate their dedication and always answering the call to be out there to help folks in the community. So great effort by all three of those groups, so I appreciate that. There is a grant program coming up. It's through the North Carolina Division of Coastal Management. It's their Public Waterfront Access Grant Program. It's something that the town has benefited from many times over the years. Those grant applications are due on April the 24th. They can be used for new facilities or expansion of existing facilities, but can't be used for replacements of facilities. So the one project that we're taking a look at right now is extending the Channel Drive walkway, which is one of our key handicapped access walkways in the town. It's about 300 feet long, and we're looking at potentially expanding it another roughly 250 to 300 feet to get it closer to the ocean, hopefully so handicapped individuals could actually access the flat sand beach, and if not, depending on the slope and the property we have to work with, at least get out closer and be able to view the ocean at that location. So that's something we're working on right now. We'll certainly come back to you all at a future meeting, either in March or April, with a resolution authorizing the grant application. And if you all have ideas for other public access improvements on either the ocean or the sound, please just share those with me now or over the next couple of weeks or so, and we'll be happy to take a look at those. The roundabout flagpole is getting real close. We have basically received verbal approval from the appropriate DOT staff. We're waiting for the actual formal written approval for the lighting plan for the new flagpole. And once we get that in place, we'll go ahead and place the order for the flagpole, start moving the statue over near the public sign. So hopefully we'll get that done here sometime this spring. The deer hunt is continuing. We've got, I think, one more night left later this week to reach the goal of 50 deer. So we're at about 42 at this point in time. The coyote trapping got a little bit sidetracked because of the snowstorm and some other things, but we expect to do that later this month as well. Police department's still working with the USDA staff to work out the details associated with that. Several other things included in here. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. The only other thing that I wanted to mention is that Bogue Banks Water literally the last couple of days started work on a new water line along Reed Drive and Coast Guard Road. So they've got Reed Drive closed temporarily. They should be able to reopen that later this week. There will be some minor disruption of traffic flow on Coast Guard Road later in the week. They'll have one lane closed periodically just to put the new water line in. The bike path is torn up in that area, but they will be replacing that, so it'll be a brand-new segment through there. And probably going to have the contractor tidy up a few other locations along the bike path in that area as well. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about anything in the packet or anything else on your minds.
Real quick, and not to hold your feet to the fire or anything like that, a quick thanks to EI for Vets for the flagpole idea. It doesn't, well, it matters, but it doesn't matter. You said spring potential, have that thing in place and standing tall by Independence Day. Nice welcome. I'm grateful for the progress, but.
We better. So I sure hope so. Yeah, hopefully much sooner than that.
Thanks, sir.
We're real close.
Excuse me. Thank you.
No questions? Okay. Chris, would you like to start with any comments?
Sure. I just want to say, as soon as the Garden Club saw the Tree City, that we were going to move forward with that, I got a phone call. They had brought that up about 5 years ago, so they're very ecstatic about that happening, and are willing to help in any way. And the kids that are in the after-school program definitely want to get involved in the Arbor Day celebration. So I think that's going to be a great win for this community. I'll just echo what everyone else has said. Thank you for the great response on snow removal. I didn't even think we'd be out of the house today. So it's wonderful. So appreciate everyone and everything you've done. Thanks.
Okay, Jason?
Thank you. Again, thank you, Emerald Isle for Vets, for bringing the flagpole and the roundabout idea to us. Thank you, Tony Browder, the engineer that worked closely with the DOT to do that. Thank you, Frank, for working with Tony and the Eye for Vets for that. I think it'd be a great addition to the town. It's a small thing, but it's also a very big thing. So thank you for everybody that was involved in doing that. Thank you to the Stanley family for tentatively hosting the fireworks. I understand the insurance issue. I think a few years back we blew a hole in the bottom of the pier. Mr. Stanley took a year off, but thanks for having that back. Huge thank you to Public Works and our first responders. Followed it closely on emails, social media, and all that kind of stuff. The men and women of Public Works, Parks and Rec, Fire, Police, Rescue, you guys and girls did an amazing job. Lastly, I won't get too long-winded, but Emerald Isle Fire Department Captain Stuart Gilgo has entered into a fight for his life against cancer. There is a fundraiser being held for Captain Gilgo at the Thirsty Surfer on March the 7th from, I think, 1 to 5. There's going to be food. There's going to be raffles. There's going to be auctions. There's going to be a lot of love and caring for your brother, keeping your brother on March 7th. And I am happy to play a small part in that. I'm going to MC the event. I'm going to cook the food, and so many other people are going to be involved in that. I read a book recently. I don't read as much as I should, but the book was on living graciously, living with grace, and the age-old adage of do unto others. So I want to thank the owners, employees, and friends of the Thirsty Surfer, and every community member that comes out to support Captain Gilgo. And even if you don't come out to support Captain Gilgo for any reason, keep him and his family in your prayers. But the owners, employees, and friends, they live on a daily basis the do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And I'm proud to stand alongside those people. I ask that you join me, if not anything but in prayer for Captain Gilgo and his family. If I can answer any questions for you or steer you in the right direction, please let me know. I'll be quiet now before I get emotional. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Roy?
Thanks, Mayor. I've heard a lot of great stuff tonight about our town, our community coming together for one another, and the Tree City USA, the police accreditation, the tremendous job the town staff and Frank did with the snowstorm and everything. And those are the kind of efforts and initiatives that just strengthen our community for the long term. And just looking ahead down the road, we're going to have we are a great community, and we're going to keep on making it even better and better as we go. Thank you.
I would echo all the comments shared in reference to the staff, and thank you for being so well prepared. Interim Chief Coffey for bringing on additional personnel and being prepared for any emergency that might happen. Also like to, that involves everyone, Public Works, Police, Fire, EMS, Parks and Rec staff, everyone. You all did a fabulous job. I'd also like to congratulate Fishing for a Cure. This past weekend, they did their polar plunge, which is called the Brumingle. And that one event raised over $32,000 for breast cancer. And that's just a small amount of what that organization does. And they come in here and they don't ask anything of the town. They do their thing. They don't leave a trace. It's all cleaned up. They're gone. And here they have, $400,000 a little bit later for something. And it all goes towards breast cancer. So congratulations to them. On the flagpole, thanks to the vets, to Engineer Browder, and to Frank and all of your work, Public Works, everything that you will be doing. And also like to make sure we don't forget John Trout, the gentleman who contributed the $6,000 for the flagpole. And that's all.
Okay. I have one more thing to add. We are trying to get together an events group. We don't know the title of it yet, but it will hopefully be a group of residents, citizens, people. You don't have to live in Inwood Isle, right? But folks that want to volunteer and help us get together more off-season events and just community events. Doesn't have to be as large as the St. Patrick's Day Festival, but Chris has some great ideas, and back there's a QR code to sign up just on the form, just so we can get your name. I'll be also putting in next Inwood Isle Living Edition that comes out. There'll be a QR code to sign up there too. We're just trying to find out who wants to be involved, what we can do, just to create some fun, small things throughout the year. That's all I really had tonight. So I guess at this point,
Motion to adjourn?
all those in favor?
Aye.
I didn't slam it.